When an empath finally stops running after love, validation, or connection, something mysterious happens. The world, people, opportunities, even destiny itself begins to turn and walk toward them. Not because they demanded attention, but because energy once scattered has returned home. This is not magic. It's depth psychology. It's Carl Jung's law of psychic energy in motion. And it changes everything you think you know about attraction, healing, and power. When we speak of the empath, we are not describing someone who merely feels too much. We are speaking of an archetype and open channel between the conscious self and the collective unconscious. The empath is a vessel through which psychic energy flows freely, sometimes painfully, often beautifully. To live like this is both blessing and burden. The same sensitivity that allows deep connection also exposes them to waves that aren't their own. They don't just sense emotions, they absorb them. But why does the empath chase? Why do they seek love, belonging, and reassurance with such devotion? It begins long before adulthood, in childhood rooms where moods changed like storms, where silence felt dangerous, where the child learned to become what was needed just to stay safe. That child became the healer, the listener, the peacekeeper, and later the empath. Not because they wanted to feel everything, but because they once had to. This adaptation grows into a reflex, a compulsion. Love becomes pursuit. Affection becomes something to earn. And the adult empath lives as if peace can only come from someone else's eyes. But Jung teaches us that what we chase unconsciously is never what we truly want. It's a mirror of what's missing within. The lover we run after, the friend we cling to, the approval we crave, they are symbols of the abandoned parts of ourselves still waiting to be seen. When the empath stops chasing, something remarkable unfolds. The same energy that once leaked outward condenses into light. It becomes radiant. And like all radiant things in nature, it begins to attract. You see, the empath's true power is not in pursuit, it's in presence. Stillness is not passivity. It is magnetism. When the empath no longer runs from emptiness, the emptiness becomes full. When they no longer beg to be seen, the world finally notices. It feels like the turning of a dream. Imagine running breathless through a fog, chasing a shadow that keeps dissolving. Then, when you collapse and surrender, the fog parts, and everything begins moving toward you. The trees lean in, the wind whispers your name. That is what happens when psychic energy stops running from itself. This is Individuation, Jung's great journey of the soul. The moment when a human being becomes whole by meeting their own shadow is not about suppressing the need for connection. It's about transforming the need itself. Because what is integrated attracts, what is fragmented repels. When the empath integrates their wound, the predators, the users, the energy vampires, they lose their hold. Even darkness respects light that is whole. Yet, make no mistake, stopping the chase feels like death at first. The ego screams, if I stop trying, no one will love me. But the psyche knows better. That silence, that terrifying loneliness, is not abandonment. It's the soul calling you home. And once you endure it, life begins to whisper back. Synchronicities appear. People start reaching out unprompted. Opportunities align without force. You find that the universe was not withholding, it was waiting for your stillness. It's the same paradox found in every ancient story. The Grail appears only to the knight who stops hunting. The beloved returns when Orpheus finally lowers his gaze. The empath becomes magnetic not by chasing light, but by becoming it. This is the great reversal, what Jung called enantiodromia, the turning of one extreme into its opposite. The giver becomes the receiver, the seeker becomes the sought, and the one who once begged for love becomes its very source. At this point, the empath no longer radiates desperation, but depth. They no longer need the world to come, but the world comes anyway. Because all of nature is drawn to what is whole. This transformation is alchemical. The lead of compulsion becomes the gold of consciousness. Energy once bound by pain becomes luminous presence. The empath who once lived in survival becomes the sage who lives in truth. And so the message is simple but not easy. Cease the chase, sit in the silence. Face the child within who believes love must be earned. Hold them. Listen. Because when you finally stop running from yourself, everything you sought begins to find you. Not because of strategy or manipulation, but because you have become aligned with your own soul. And alignment is the highest form of attraction. If this truth resonated with you, pause for a moment. Breathe. Feel the stillness inside you, the same stillness that draws the world nearer. This is your power. And if you want to keep exploring the hidden depths of Jungian psychology, archetypes, and spiritual healing, subscribe to Legacy Igniter for more journeys like this one, where philosophy meets the soul. Because the moment you stop chasing the world begins to chase you.